Okay, so for some reason the heat didn't run while we were at work today, and I'm going to leave it off during this video for sound reasons, but that means I need dog heat during this video. So if he gets distracting, I'm sorry, but this is literally a matter of survival. Hi, my name is Adriana, and today I'm going to be doing the January book tag. So this book tag has BookTube in a chokehold. Everybody's doing it. It is the last day of January. I will have the original video down in the description box below. Please like and subscribe when you're done if you like this video. And that's it. So the first question is, what was the last book and first book you read in 2021? So the first book I read in 2021 was Ready Player 2. That was a bad book. I gave it 2 stars. The last book I read was Kingdom of Bones. That was a 5-star read for me. It was a long-awaited sequel in a series I've been reading since high school. 2 very different reads at the beginning of 2021 and the end of 2021. Question number 2 is first read of this year, and that is 6 Crimson Cranes. I read this for the Shelf This Book Club hosted by Is Bailey Reading. It is a YA fantasy. Got a Japanese kind of inspiration, fairy tale inspiration. Pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I will definitely be talking about it during my wrap up. Question number 3 is to share 3 reading goals. So kind of my first goal that set some of my other goals was to read longer books this year. Specifically, I wanted to up my average book length from 350 pages that I had in 2021 to 450. That is quite the leap as far as upping my average goes, but I think I will be able to do that. The books I'm reading so far this year are well above 450, so if I can get a good start at the beginning of the year, then I can loosen up a little bit towards the end and read some shorter books if that's what I'm feeling. Another goal I have is every year I try to read at least one what could be considered classic novel. This year my goal is to have that be a Hemingway novel. I think I'm gonna go with A Farewell to Arms. I don't know, I have it listed in my goals video, but I'm doing one of the Hemingways at some point this year. And then finally, talking a little bit more about, total books. I want to read 30 books physically, either ebook or physical book. And then I want to try to get to 20 audiobooks for a total of 50 books at the end of this year. And you can see how I come to that number in my 2022 goals video. Number 4 is 3 anticipated reads. So this video is following my list of, I think, 11 anticipated reads for this year. So narrowing it down to 3 was definitely a little difficult, but I think I have a pretty good list here of what I'm actually most excited for. And I did take out the books I already have, so I took out my 2 James Rowland's books from that video because I already have them, and it wouldn't be fair to the rest of the books I'm anticipating to include books from my favorite author. So the first one is Electra by Jennifer Saint. This has everything I love. I love Greek mythology retellings. I love how accurate this author is with their research and their mythological basis and everything else. I'm so looking forward to being able to delve into this story, to bring out my old classical textbooks and read through those and see kind of where some of the inspiration she got came from and everything else. So definitely looking forward to that one. Another one is Diablo Mesa by Preston and Child. This is a continuation in a series that I have been reading for a while now. It is a part of the Nora Kelly series. She's an architect, not an architect, archaeologist, 2 very different things, who gets pulled into FBI cases as kind of a forensic archaeologist. I don't know, they're really fun. They're always really cool mysteries. I always learn a lot about archaeology and everything else, so I enjoyed a lot. And the final one I decided on for this top 3 anticipatedly reads was This Wicked Fate. I mean, this is a sequel to a book I really enjoyed at the end of this year, This Poison Heart. This Poison Heart kind of leaves you on a bit of a bomb. I really want to see what happens next. I want to know everything. So I'm really looking forward to this one and hopefully getting some answers. Question number 5 is, what goals did you have last year and did you reach them or not reach them? I looked back at my goals video for 2021 and I really didn't set a whole lot of official goals for myself. Of course, I had, as always, my one classic a year. I decided that would be Dune. If you don't think that's a classic, I don't really care. I decided it was a classic and that's the one I read, so I met that goal. And then my other goal was to read at least 30 books, which I blew out of the water. I think I ended up at 65. So yeah, I definitely sandbagged myself a little bit on that one, but I set that goal obviously in 2020 before I'd really gotten into audiobooks, and being able to listen to audiobooks has definitely doubled my ability to read. And then wasn't super a bookish goal and I never set it anywhere, but I wanted to post 1 video a week and I met that. I posted 52 videos, so that was pretty cool. Question number 6 is, are there any new releases that you have no desire to read? My first one of these is definitely going to be a little controversial, but I just don't have any desire to read the new Emily Henry, I think it's Book Lovers. So I read the other 2 Emily Henry books that are really big on BookTube, People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. And like, I liked them well enough, but they just didn't really grab me in any particular way. And I just don't really enjoy reading about characters who are like involved in the book world. So like, I mean, I think Beach Read, both romantic leads are writers, like they're both authors, and then in People We Meet on Vacation, the female lead is a travel writer. That's just like not really something I connect with. Like I prefer, I don't know, I don't really like reading books about people who write books. I don't know, unless like somebody I know and like knows me really well reads like Book Lovers and is like, you would love this, it's like got everything you love. I just don't think I'm actually gonna read it. And then the other one I think is gonna come as no surprise if you watched my Thanksgiving vlog, but that is Blood of Troy by Claire M. Andrews. This is the sequel to Daughter of Sparta, a book I pre-ordered because I thought I was gonna love it, and then I read it and then I hated it. Like, actively disliked it. Like the Emily Henry books, I think they were both like 3 stars. Like they were fine, like they were books, they were romances, like I enjoyed them well enough. I read them and then immediately forgot them. Like Daughter of Sparta, I actively disliked at the end of that book. So I definitely will not be continuing on with that series. I won't be recommending it to people I know unless they're like 14. Like it was not a book for me, and definitely not a series I have any desire to continue on with in the future. Question number 7 is, what are some reading habits you want to change? I don't really want to change any of my reading habits. I'm actually really happy with a lot of the progress I've made reading wise. Like through 2021, I read so much more in one sitting. I was able to read like a 500-page book in 2 days. But I think something I want to try to focus on more going forward into 2022 is trying to read more during the day. I do most of my reading at night, so if I can, you know, sneak in some reading right when I get home from work before I like start making dinner or whatever, it'd be nice to just be able to sneak in some more time to read. And then especially on the weekends, I would really like to try to fit in more reading during the day. Question number 8 is, are there any book adaptations you're excited about? I am really excited about the new Jack Reacher TV show coming out on Amazon Prime in February. I think I've only read one of the Jack Reacher books, but it's a series my dad was really into, so I read one of them, and it was right before the Tom Cruise movie came out, and So I watched the Tom Cruise movie and it was very disappointing compared to the book. I mean, especially just Tom Cruise playing this character didn't really make any sense. And the new actor that the Amazon Prime show has, I think is going to do a really great job. After watching Amazon Prime do Jack Ryan, I think they're going to do really well with Jack Reacher. I think they're just going to take all of the books with Jacks in them and like adapt them. Either way, I'm really looking forward to this show and it might make me jump back into that series and pick up a couple more. This next one, I don't really think counts because it's not actually coming out in 2022. But I am definitely excited for the next season of Shadow and Bone. I know a lot of people have very mixed feelings on Shadow and Bone. I enjoyed the series and I enjoyed the show because I'm kind of trash, but like either way, I just like things. I liked it. I like things. I'm looking forward to the next season. And then the next two, I'm excited. They're book adaptations, but I've never actually read the book. But I'm still excited for like the film adaptation. And that would be Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. It's gonna be a new movie. It's got Gal Gadot. I don't know. It seems like it's gonna be a fun mystery popcorn movie that I think I will very much enjoy going to see in the theaters. And then also, I never read Game of Thrones, but I watched the whole show and enjoyed it up until the last season like everybody else. So House of the Dragon is supposed to be coming out this year, so I will probably renew my HBO subscription to watch that. Question number 9 is favorite bookish memory from 2021, and I think I have two. I have one that's like an in real life memory and then one that's more of like a kind of more YouTube-y one. So my in real life favorite bookish memory is I went to Powell's Books and I did a whole book haul from when I went to Powell's, but I saw a gal there looking through a section of the bookstore and she was like, man, I've already like read all these books. I went up to her and asked her like what she liked about the book she was looking at that she'd already read, and then I recommended her a different book, and then she went over and she picked up that book and I saw her walking around with it later, and it just made me so happy that like I recommended a book to a stranger in real life and they were like, yes. And I was like, ugh. It just made me very, very happy. And then also, I guess more of like a YouTube-y one, but I've had so much fun in the Shelf This Book Club. You know, being a part of live shows. I hosted one month. It's a good time. I really like being a part of a book club. It's not ever something I've done before. Really enjoyed the people I've met through there and everything else. So yeah, those are kind of like my two bookish things that made me happy in 2021. And then question number 10 is, do you have any carryover books from 2021 that you need to finish in 2022? And like not particularly like any individual books. Like I didn't like start reading a book in 2021 that I now need to like actually finish. But I mean, I obviously, you can't see it, it's up above the frame, but I still have like a whole TBR shelf that I need to finish, as well as a couple like series that I started that need to get finished and everything else. So there's definitely stuff that needs to get finished, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon, and I'm not really like making it a priority necessarily. So that is the whole tag. Seeing as today is January 31st, I'm not going to tag anybody because it will no longer be January. But I think this is going to become one of those tags like the mid-year freakout tag that's going to be like repeated by everybody January. So I don't know if like actually tagging people is going to be super necessary. So thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. I'm going to go turn my heat back on.